everybody's welcome to join me. Yeah, we'll take care of each other. Take care and build community with love and harmony. 'Cause we wanna take care. We must take care of each other. Ooh, yeah. Welcome, Suzanne. Welcome, Frederick. Welcome, Andy. Welcome, Brenda. Welcome, Artemis. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ba-ba-da-da. Moving shoulders is encouraged. Getting up and moving is also encouraged, but optional. Yeah. Da-da. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba, yeah. Take care, take care, take care, take care of each other. Take it, take it, take it. Take it, take it, take it, take it. I love what you're holding in your hands, Brenda. Looks like a beautiful light. Ooh, yeah. Ba-ba. Oh, take care. We must take care. Oh, yeah. Mm, everyone took care of everyone. This be a better world. Everyone take care of everyone. This will be a better world. So let's have a better world. Why not? Let's have a better world. Why not? We can make it happen. Although there's so many obstacles, each one is an opportunity. An opportunity. An
Woo! I
opportunity.
love that. Thank you. No, my gosh, that was beautiful.
Thank you, Artemis, my friend.
Whoa, baby. That was beautiful. What a way to start our Thanksgiving prayer for the world, for ourselves. And Noam, take it away, brother.
Okay. Well, whether we are five, six, or 100, it's the same intention. So I welcome all of you, family, friends. Welcome and good afternoon. And as you can see, my name is Noam, and some of you, most of you know, I've been a longtime friend of Artemis for decades. Anyway, so we're all here gathered together for a special early Thanksgiving celebration. We are so happy that you are here, and we are just delighted and hope that we will have the opportunity for this time to share our dreams and our passion and our love and gratitude, the gratitude we hold in our hearts. It is especially important for us to be together now more than ever because so many of us are isolated due to the pandemic. And most of us will not be able to see our loved ones during the holidays. And Artemis was so kind and generous to know that this is a need that needs to be filled. And so we have created a container that we are holding here this afternoon in a sacred space to empower and inspire each other with love, with care, to fulfill our hopes and dreams. Our hopes for unity and of taking care of each other, of healing the American spirit and taking care of the earth. And although we are separate physically, I think you can already feel the connection that we have in our hearts, our minds, and our spirit. And this sharing of our deepest wishes and gratitude is why we all came. What a wonderful way to hug each other with this intention. So Brenda and Andy and Artemis and I have met and talked, and we'll facilitate a candle lighting ceremony in the first part of the evening with some musical interludes and accompaniments. And each of us will have a chance to speak from their heart, and we will deeply listen. The flame of the candle that we light represents our inner light, our hopes, our wishes, our dreams, and our gratitude. And sharing together in this sacred space unites our flames to create a huge bonfire of our humanity and our love. So when we are done sharing, we will also have an opportunity to hear a beautiful short story written by Dallas Lore Sharp, Artemis's great-grandfather. What a sweet and beautiful story, so vividly pictured. And then we'll have an opportunity to watch the movie The Genetics of Hope, which Artemis will talk about later. And now I'm going to hand over this to Brenda, who will sing for us a song called Kumbaya. I'm sure many of you, most of you know them. A beautiful African-American spiritual known to be sung in the Gula culture in the 1920s Georgia. Yes, Georgia. The origin of the words Kumbaya are not clear. The words mean come by here, but it is also possible that it is a translation from biblical Hebrew, which means stand up, God or Great Spirit is here. So Brenda, please.
All right, and so this is, he said
By
that
the way, I want to invite everyone when they're not speaking to mute themselves so we don't hear background noise. So I'm muting myself now. Go ahead, Brenda.
Okay, and although I'm going to sing, I'm leading the song, and I invite all of you to sing along. Oh. And we're going to cue something up in a moment that will help us all with the melody. And as you may know, the song is someone singing, crying, praying, hoping, longing. And we could add to it anything that you want, but we'll start. And ready?
Yeah.
Kumbaya,
Wow, that was wonderful. Wonderful. Hi, Guinevra. Welcome. Welcome.
Hi everybody. Everybody's doing well.
Yes.
That was amazing. That was beautiful. Beautiful. I was singing my heart out over here and dancing.
Yay.
Yeah, I love it.
And then you want to invite Artemis.
So now we're going to invite Artemis to say a few words about his favorite topic, love.
I want to just say I am physically joined by 3 beautiful love bugs of my life. Come over here, Latifa Woodhouse.
Hello, how are you?
Latifa.
Good
Latifa.
friends. You know me. I know you, right?
You do.
Yeah.
Assalamu
And then Colin Woodhouse.
Yeah. And Susan Woodhouse.
Susan Woodhouse.
Yeah.
Hi there.
Hello, everyone.
And then we have Pooh Bear and Ace here, and we also have Alexandra. So we are filled in this home right now with so much love.
And
We're
John,
cooking a turkey.
Yeah.
We are making
Kabili Palau.
kabali palau. And really what love for me is action.
And Shorma.
Love is about action. Love is about doing things for each other. Love is about my concerns are your concerns, and your concerns are my concerns. When we share concerns, we love. And really what love is that we're there for each other. We're listening more than speaking. And I have been very influenced by Stephen Covey and the emotional bank account that he describes in his 7 habits. And for me, what that means is that every relationship needs to be equal. Every relationship needs to be empowering. And every relationship needs to bring out the best in ourselves. That when we are together, you feel your best. And that's really for me. Hey, Latifa, I'm speaking. You cannot talk. I'm sorry. I have a very noisy friend here who's constantly muttering to herself. Anyway, I love her anyway, in spite of her muttering. So, we're cooking dinner. So everyone here is actually working quite hard making. Would you show everyone your food? Just put that into your shawarma.
No. Well, there's really nothing to show. I mean, there is turkey that my husband is making. Colin Woodhouse. Here's the turkey. Does everybody see it? Do you see it? Okay. Well, I'm making kabili palau, shawarma, and hummus and salad.
wow.
And we're talking about love, and Artemis is right. There's Alexandra. Yeah.
Alexandra,
This is the love, one of the loves of my life, coming in the dorm. Okay, sorry.
What'd you buy? Good for you.
Onion. Okay.
I would like
So-
to say, if you may, about
So can I just finish my thought about love, everyone, before anyone talks anymore? For me, love is about making things happen together. And this Zoom is about love. The people on this Zoom are about love. This moment is about love. And really, it's about a meditation of love, where every breath you take, breathe in the need for love, and then blow out your love. And give that love to the trees and to all the things that need our exhale. And then love the inhale that we get from the trees and photosynthesis. And that's really, it's really love at an ecologically deep level that I believe in. It's called social ecology. When our society reflects ecology, then we'll love each other and love the earth. And when we don't love each other on the earth, we have capitalism in the extreme that we have now. And so my belief is love is not just about relationships, it's about economy, it's about ecology, it's about world peace, it's about nations learning to live together, it's about stopping viruses from growing, it's about scientific communities leading our scientific process and being empowered to fulfill those processes. I think of love as all the researchers that have found a cure to my disease. I think of love as all the people who I have been in contact with since I was born. All the care, all the pickups at school and the drop-offs at baseball practice and the coach and the balls that we hit and who made those balls. All of it is love, love, love. And the thing I really want to inspire you to imagine is imagine our entire economy was not driven by dollars or yuans or EU currency, but imagine our economy was managed by love. Love coins will come out very soon. And love coins is about equalizing every relationship. Love coins is about having a personal growth relationship with yourself, where you learn to love yourself more. And you have actually an itinerary of loving yourself, which is exercise, eating well, sleeping a lot, getting a lot of air, being outside a lot, cutting wood, raking leaves, planting plants. Well, it's also about laughing at each other.
Love is the best thing for love in living. Live, laugh, and love. No,
Yes.
love, live, laugh.
Doesn't matter. They're all the
That's
same.
the UN say when I there attend conferences. They say, live, laugh, and love.
Beautiful.
That is what it is. So that's.
And Colin, before you and your beautiful sister, Susan, go off for a walk, give us a little prayer from your heart about what Thanksgiving means to you and what this moment means to you, being with your sister, being here with your family, your wife and me and Alexandra. So.
Well, I think for me, it's just reflecting on how I got to where I am and the people that made me who I am and will hopefully lead me where I should be or may go. You know, there's a lot of I'm very grateful for my family, my wife, for my experiences too. Not always good, but always hopefully something to learn from. And it's wonderful to be here, Artemis, with you. And you're one of the most giving people, if not the most giving person I've ever met. And you opened this wonderful house with a wide open heart, and the door is never locked. I noticed that, you know. So thank you very much. All right.
That's our secret. No tell anyone that doors never locked, unless they know they should be here.
And I'm grateful for the loving Alexandra, who is the angel of this house. And she, as much as you're a loving, amazing person, she also is. So, of course, the apple doesn't fall from the tree. And you guys are all wonderful, wonderful friends, family. To me, you are my family. And I appreciate that. And I'm so happy that Susan is also here.
The apple
doesn't fall far from the tree, meaning Alexandra is as loving as you are and as giving as you are. So I appreciate all that love that we get, and we enrich each other by loving each other and by giving to each other our sincere love that's based on facts, not an opinion.
No, opinion, love is an opinion, it's not a fact.
Wait,
A fact is today's date.
okay.
That's the problem with Donald Trump, is he doesn't know the difference between facts and opinions.
That's correct. But who made the today's date? See, this is a way, way, way back in ancient time. There were no times, there were no dates. People were just living and loving. So all of those are based on some kind of measurement, whatever, and therefore it became a fact. So I think the love that I have for humanity and for you and for my family is my fact.
Beautiful.
See?
There you go.
Thank you.
So tomorrow, just so everyone knows, at 9:30, Latifah will honor us by, we're having a program that will start every Sunday at 9:30 to 11 called Coffee with Latifah. And it will be showing our film Light and Shadows, which is my partner Craig Novick and I have made this film together, and he has been the editor and the shooter of the film. He traveled with Latifah and Colin, and she'll be reading from her book.
Latifah Unveiled. I used to be a veiled woman for 14 years of my life. And here I am. I believe in love and I believe in freedom. If I, from Kandahar, Afghanistan, the most conservative city, I say, in the world, the birthplace of the Taliban, made it, and I am now a mother of 5 wonderful American children, and I am an American because I have lived here much longer than I lived in Afghanistan, an Afghan American, I should say, and I have my freedom. And so anybody else, my message to all the young women in Afghanistan, all over the world is, do not commit suicide. Do not throw acid at your face. There is a light at the end of some tunnels, because Artemis told me not all tunnels have light at the end. So, but I believe that there is a light. The light will come just like it came for me. That's what it is. Latifah Unveiled. So get interested. Here's was my veil. And Artemis wants my veil. I'm not giving it.
Instead of getting the veil, I got this beautiful imam's hat. So now a proper imam. And my robe, you know what these robes are for, really? It's for being able to pee at the side of the road. That's what they're for, and they're great. I tried it already. And then there's Susan, the lovely, wonderful sister Susan. Will you take it and hold it for
I'm eating more of the carrots than I'm cutting.
Introduce yourself and share your prayer for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
My prayer is that we move forward to a world of more unity and peace and happiness and caring for each other. It's been a rough year, an awfully tough year in many, many ways. And my hope, my plan actually, is that we're going to leave this in the past and take only the good from it with us forward.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you all. Nice to meet you.
If anyone wants to join us with Inshallah, what does Inshallah mean?
God willing.
God willing.
It's God's will, God willing. So you say Inshallah means it could happen, it may not happen. So always depend on the Lord that will guide you on the right path. But again, we don't know what the future brings.
There we go. Susan, thank you for gracing our presence and your prayer.
Yes.
And I agree with you. I think we need to let it go. We who may not support this president have to become unified right now. And we can't fight each other. And this guy's crazy, we know, and he will do whatever it takes to bring the ship down with him. You know, he's a bit of a narcissistic cult leader. He's really a cult leader, and his cult will follow him. 71 million people will follow him. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, they could all go to Guyana and take a
No, no,
Kool-Aid
no,
drink
no.
and be done with them. Oh, sorry.
This is a religious service.
Sorry.
No, that's not ours.
No.
Our focus is on it.
We have to start to agree on the facts. And that's, you know, we've gone so far afield of what is real that people can believe almost anything that, as Artemis says, is opinionated or an opinion. And we've got to start to agree on the facts, and then we can disagree on the solution to those facts or problems. That's my hope.
Inshallah. So every time we hear a prayer, if you feel you know, or you can say shalom, or you can say Christus Ofsi, or you can say kumbaya, you know, whatever it comes to you.
Imam.
Whatever floats your boat.
All right.
Hello, beautiful. So, Noam, I mean, who's next to share?
Can I piggyback on what you were talking about love?
I think I could go on all day about it, but I would love everyone to share how they experience love, and let's go around the whole room. So you're next, Suzanne.
All right. Well, the thing I wanted to piggyback on was that what I think about is how can we make the shift to where we care about each other as much as we care about ourselves. This is the cusp we're on, and the opportunity now where we're also loosen our moorings to really do something differently. So I'm always, you know, looking, well, how could that happen? How could really massive change happen? I'm getting too old to go slow, you know. It's got to be fast. So, and by the way, let me just introduce myself a little bit. You're probably all family with Artemis. You probably all know him a lot better than I do. But what I know from the less, you know, relationship and exposure I have to him is how wonderful he is. And we belong to an organization together, and I just, you know, have seen him in operation. And I mean, love is the word. I mean, he's quite extraordinary. So I'm kind of an interloper here, but I don't have my family's all on the East Coast. Thanksgiving, not so good. So I'm really happy to be with other caring human beings. But let me get back to what I was going to say about love. In my quest for what to do to make some massive change, I'm working on an idea. The idea is to create something that millions, let alone perhaps billions of people would participate in. And it would be a minute of, we could call it prayer, we could call it focus, we could call it shared intention, to create this massive project where every day, for a minute a day, same time in every time zone, everybody focuses together on, well, what are we going to focus on? Obviously, I mean, how do you pick something out of that abstract of we have to shift the massive consciousness, shift our worldview, but what would we all focus on to make that happen? So the thing that has been decided upon as the focus is kindness. You know, when you say love, it's a little more abstract than kindness, because you can do kindness. You can get out of your devices and smile at people. You can remember in your personal relationships, instead of snapping back to, wait, how could we deal in a kind way? Because if everyone in the world, you know, the whole world, if this were a massive project and kindness was on everybody's mind, you're living in a kind of a loving world. And it's easy. I mean, we can actually do this. It's not rocket science. And it doesn't even take enlightenment. You know, it doesn't even take, oh, we've done such work on ourselves. No, everybody, you know, any human being can get the idea of kindness. And think about ad agencies, billboards, remember to be kind, and PSA announcements on television, just putting it out in the air, having this 1 minute a day all over the globe. You just get the world vibing with a different kind of vibe. So I just wanted to put that out as a simple possibility for something, this particular project we're doing, but that whole idea, you know, because I'm focused on kindness now, I notice how much of it is going on in the world. That's a popular kind of energy that is vibing in many, many places, including programs for preschool children and kindergarten children. Isn't that wonderful? If you imbue these little ones with the idea of, instead of bullying, you know, with the idea of kindness, this is, we should be doing that. With schools should really take that on, all schools, you know. So, you know, and one other thing, UCLA just got $20 million for an Institute on Kindness. I'm just telling you bits and pieces because it's actually vibing everywhere now. It's a good thing to pick up on and to emphasize and to, you know, become the way to be. And I do believe that could create really massive, massive change in the world. Oh, I'll also put something in the chat. You know, I send out something called a delight a day. I started doing it during COVID just to add some good cheer in the world that isn't so cheerful. So I'm going to put the link. It's free. You can sign up for it. And I'm putting the link in the chat to the one that went out yesterday. It's 5 days.
And can I say something about you, Suzanne, for a minute?
That'd be good.
How much I love you and admire you. So Suzanne and I are part of this organization for many, many years now. How many years have you been a member, Suzanne?
40, 30, I don't know.
Right. I'm at 34 years. So we've been part of this organization, and it's a social justice organization. And there are about 500 members of this group. And what's so cool is everyone is unique in what they do, but we come together to collaborate, right? And that's what I want for our group. And you're not an interloper, my dear. You are part of my heart and part of my community. And I'm so honored you're here. And actually, we'll probably be joined by a number of people from our community. So I'm very excited about that. Anyway, thank you for being on this call, and share your newsletter with everyone. You do a newsletter. Is that what you're calling about? Delight a Day? Or
a delight a day is a new lure into my world.
Right.
It's the access into my world. My world is, in a sense, much more serious than that, but I'm also a very playful person. And a lot of the delights are full of winks and art, lots of art and dance and what have you. It makes you feel good to get that every day. And as I say, it's kind of a back door into my world. You can sign up for my regular, I'll put my regular website where there's a sign up form for the website too. But the website's where I'm really serious about changing the world and these projects and what have you. So I'm going to say website, put it in.
Thank you, dear friend. Happy Thanksgiving to your family and
in the middle of the night.
Earth.
Your Thanksgiving, I'm in California, you know, and the thing you're doing on Thanksgiving is not a good hour, so I thought I'd come in.
I know. Well, you know, if people get up early, it's going to be a meditation. It's going to be a meditation about gratitude, and we'll start at 9, and then join us when you wake up. We're going to go to about 12 o'clock that day, because in addition to what we're doing at that prayer, we're going to also do a viewing of Latifah's film, Light and Shadows, again, so people can see it again if they want. So we'll be going until about noon Eastern time.
Okay.
All right. Who is next?
I'll go. Hello, all. I'm Gwen. Good to see everybody. I don't know. I mean, I've giving it a lot of thought since Artemis said that we were going to do this today, and I've gone so deeply with it, you know. And you know, when I'm in a moment, I guess I'm just so in awe. You know, gratitude takes me to a place where I can be thankful for where I am right now in any moment and anywhere that I am, but that gratitude is like a window into the truth of everything. And so I've been thinking about like everything that I've been through since 2016, which incredibly enough is the onset of this administration and the Trump administration, and the you know, I was driving part-time for Uber and Lyft at the time that Trump came into office, and I was driving in the city of Boston when I was taking all the women to the airport, and there were no flights. And you know, it's just been a really powerful 4 years of an administration that has just like, I think over the duration of the last 4 years has brought up everything that nobody ever wanted to talk about. And so it brings everything to the fore. And so I thought about my own experiences in my life, you know, that have been traumatic, and how I've come through those really by just having gratitude and being thankful and feeling like in awe of everything that shows up in front of me in a moment, like at any given moment. And I just feel, although those times have been very difficult, I also have a tremendous amount of gratitude for having those powerful experiences and for being shown what I was shown. And because now we're seeing it in 50% of the population here in this torn country. And I'm just really grateful to have connected with everybody here. You know, as I'm getting ready to embark on my new beginning and go back to school and, you know, just start again, you know, okay, what's next? So I have a lot of gratitude for the ability to do that. And I also just want to give thanks to my daughter, my beautiful daughter, who is just a really special person, and my son, and all of my children, and you know, all of you guys. And I'm also feeling really grateful because today I made like a coq au vin, but I made it Italian style. So I'm having an Italian coq au vin. And I also I picked up, and Alexandra will love this because, you know, everything is locally bought, you know, and acquired here by the farmers and gardeners who are here out in Western Massachusetts. And I like to shop local, and having that with local handmade, well, Vermont made, I should say Vermont made ravioli, spinach garlic ravioli. So that's it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm so grateful for everything. The butterflies, the trees, my beautiful meal that I'm having right now, my home, everything, everything. Thank you.
Aww. Mwah.
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 Love you guys.
Gwen and I have become very, very close friends through these Zoom conversations, haven't we?
Yes.
And now we've actually spent time together in Western Mass, which was so fun. And hopefully you'll come visit soon with your daughter before we go. We're leaving December 5th, by the way.
Okay.
So I want everyone to come visit me before I go in a socially distant sort of way, you know.
Okay.
So anyway, oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Mama Ray. Raw.
And invite your daughter, if she's in the house, to come join us and say a prayer. Alexandra has just sent a prayer.
I'm so
excited. And her prayer was, drink this kombucha, Dad, not wine.
Oh, I love it.
I'm drinking this kombucha.
Yeah.
And she actually didn't say that. She actually just gave me the kombucha.
Right. Right. I love it.
She's fine with wine. All right. Would you get me a glass of wine, my love? I want wine. Red wine. All right, good. Mashed potatoes. All right. Andy, you're up, my brother. You carry our team.
Okay. I was thinking about the healing of America by returning to our roots, really our American Indian roots. And last summer, I went to the Iroquois Museum in
The Adirondacks.
the Adirondacks. And it's right here, and we can see if we zoom in a little bit that the Iroquois are the people of the Longhouse, the Confederation, and they're the Six Nations who confederated in a way that's been a model for 1,000 years for the rest of the world. They have a document, which is an oral document, the Great Law of Peace, and this formed the basis for the thought of some of the framers of the United States Constitution. How can a federation of people live together in harmony? And then I wanted to share something else, which is this. So is that visible? Yeah. So they would get together and do an Iroquois Thanksgiving address. And this is appropriate now in this season, which they have been doing this, for 1,000 years. A speaker is chosen to give the Thanksgiving greeting on behalf of the people. They choose their own words, for we are all unique and have our own style, but the general form is traditional. It follows an order in which we can relate to all of creation. The address is based on the belief that the world cannot be taken for granted, that a spiritual communication of thankfulness and acknowledgement of all living things must be given to align the minds and hearts of the people with nature. This forms a guiding principle of culture. We believe that all people at one time in their history had similar words to acknowledge the words of the Creator. So you are invited and encouraged to share these words, that our concentrated attention might help us rediscover our balance, respect, and oneness with nature. Now our minds are one. And just another little, two of the prayers are, for the first one is for the people. Today we have gathered and we see that the cycles of life continue, that we have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now we bring our minds together as one as we give greetings and thanks to each other as people.
Now our minds are one.
Now our minds are one. And then the Earth Mother. We are all thankful for our mother, the earth, for she gives us all that we need for life. She supports our feet as we walk about upon her. It gives us great joy that she continues to care for us as she has from the beginning of time. Now to our mother we send greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. So now I suggest we could turn it over to my partner Brenda for her to share her personal prayer.
Great. Thank you. Yes, so as I reflected today about what I'm thankful for, I determined that it was very simple. My older brother, Don, just passed away, and it came to me that life is just so short, and it's valuable, and it's beautiful, and I want to live it to the fullest. I'm so sad that I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him. I'm very grateful to Artemis and to all of you that have joined us today in celebration of community and in the spirit of love. And my prayer is for similar to what you said, Suzanne. It's like kindness is so important, and kindness is love. And love is just the only solution to all of this that's happening in the world, all of the conflict, all of that. It's the only solution. And I can't think of what else to say other than that I want to extend that love to our planet, because I'm very concerned about all that has happened to damage our planet in recent years under this administration. And you know, even before that, this administration, there was so much that our earth was being harmed in so many ways. And so my prayer forever is for us to care for the earth and to take care of one another. And we need the earth, and we need all that the earth gives us. And blessed be.
Blessed be. Thank you.
I can't hear you.
Unmute.
What we're going to do tonight is each time we speak, we light a candle and then we pass it to someone else. So Brenda, I'm going to light my candle and pass it to you. Here's my candle.
And I have mine.
And you have your candle. Beautiful. And Andy, where's your candle, brother?
Right here.
Yeah, right.
You're sharing. I love that. You're sharing your candle. Beautiful. So whenever you speak, when you finish, you light a candle for your prayer, and then the prayer will be transmitted by the light in the universe. So thank you, Brenda. And thank you, Andrew, for that beautiful, beautiful statement about the Iroquois. And I am so inspired by the Iroquois Confederation, because I think our democracy should return to that.
Yeah.
You know, and what we're missing in our democracy is grassroots empowerment of people voting with their hearts, voting with their hearts. And one of the things that Suzanne and I did in our group is every time we made a decision, we always would attune. We would always close our eyes and breathe and say, is this the right choice? And that's how I make all my decisions. And that's how I invite all of you to make your decisions too, is with your attunement. So please carry on, whoever's next.
You also have the Yusuf Islam call to prayer when you would like.
Do you want to do that now, Artemis?
Yes, let's do the call of prayer. And we will sing, for those who know the call of prayer. The call of prayer is sung in the Muslim world 5 times a day, 5 prayers a day. And then during Ramadan, you don't eat during the day, and you only eat at sundown, because you're fasting in spirit of Allah. And it's a very sacred time. I became a Muslim, Unitarian Muslim, in 1981 when I lived in West Africa in the Gambia. And I went to the mosque every day, 5 times a day for that matter. And I was living in a very devout Muslim home. And so I became a Muslim, you know, and it was the most beautiful summer of my life. And so this is a prayer I give for everyone. It's sung by my darling, wonderful inspiration, Cat Stevens. But now his name is Yusuf, and this is a prayer is sung in the mosques of London, where he lives. So please play it, Andy. And everyone just bow their heads in reverence to God, whatever God you believe in, or even if it's an Allah God.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
Thank you. What's particularly important to me in my life is to reclaim what's called the white people's relationship with the native people in America, and to ask for forgiveness for our abuse and our stealing of their land, and stealing of their gifts, and for saying I'm sorry for basically betraying you after you taught us how to live here. And I think we need to make our relationship with the natural world and with the native people from the natural world a higher priority in the next 4 years under a new president. And I personally, just so everyone knows, when I die and my children die and my children's children die, when our home is now released to the world, it will be given back to the Wampanoag tribe. And so we are returning our property after our use of it for the next 300 or 400 years to the native people to have it forever. And that's really my social ecological pledge, is to honor the native people and the people of all traditions that feel so deeply in need for their own spirit. And the native people have been deprived of spirit in terms of our treatment of them, and yet they still go on and make beautiful lives. And so I want to really make my life about connecting with the native people, and also the Muslim people. I think we have vilified Islam. We don't understand Islam. It's complicated for Americans to understand what a Sunni is and what a Shia is and what a whirling dervish is. There's so many forms of Islam, but unfortunately, because of the media and because of our ignorance, we only focus on the Shiites are in there, and the Sunnis are in there, and they're fighting there, and this imam is fighting that imam, and that's not the spirituality of Islam, So, and I also think, Brenda, you evoked the spirit of Buddhism today, and the spirit of being open-hearted, and your brother's spirit is with us. What is his name? Can you share his name again?
Donnie. That's what
Johnny spirit. To Johnny spirit. Donnie spirit.
And tomorrow I'm leading a service for him with
Beautiful.
my family over Zoom.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Inshallah. Inshallah. God willing, you'll do that. Thank God. So anyone else, jump in. This is our moment to be together and share. And Noam has more music. But if there's a prayer someone would like to share, and you can go again, Latifa, for the prayer you have for humanity.
I just want to say goodbye because I've got a 2:00 here. Too much stuff. But thank you so much for this chance.
All right.
Seeing you.
So appreciate it.
Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will share a few words of gratitude. and all our flames are united. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful I have this voice to speak now. I'm grateful for love being such an important part of the lives of myself and the people that I choose to be with. And healing. I'm grateful for healing. I'm grateful for forgiveness. I'm grateful for compassion. I'm grateful for joy. I'm grateful for water, both that I can drink and I can swim in. I'm grateful for cooking. I think without cooking, like Latifa was talking about, there's no way to sustain our bodies to experience love and healing and joy and compassion. I'm grateful for all the people right here, for Frederick and the man next to Frederick, or the person next to Frederick, and to Artemis and Latifa and Gunevra. Mom?
Yes, his mom, Suzanne. We have
Frederick's,
two Suzannes on the call. Suzanne
Frederick's
and
mom,
Suzanne.
Suzanne, and to Brenda and Andy, and to my family all over the world, and also to the aspect of faith in our globe that takes form of many different, what we call religions, that at the heart of all and each of them, before the institution, before the power grabbing and the human weaknesses, there's nothing that is not but a unified form between Judaism and Christianity and Islam and Buddhism and Hinduism and Zoroastrianism and so forth. This idea of becoming better human beings and improving ourselves in giving to the world what the world needs to become a world that is healed from the elements that are dark and negative. I'm grateful for the light. I'm grateful for the light that we can shine on all the inequities and to make this world a better world. And I believe, and I'm grateful that I can believe, and I'm grateful that I have hope and aspirations and dreams. And I'm grateful for the community that we are creating here with the inspiration of Artemis. And as he always says, it's not about him, it's about all of us. So I'm grateful for all of us. And I will just say, my heart is full of love. I feel it spilling out of my body. I'm grateful for the spilling of love. I don't think there's ever enough love. And I would just say, more love, more love. More love, more love. Oh, more love. Oh, more love, more love. In gratitude, more love, and dreams come true. More love, and me and you. More love. I love you all.
Sounds like Frederick is next.
We say in Arabic, we say shukran, shukran, katir. Frederick, you go, brother.
All right. So I'm here with my mom, Suzanne,
She's 93 years old. She now lives with me. And it's wonderful. I'm not prepared for this at all. I kind of just coming unprepared. But I appreciate the images and the song and the love that I'm hearing from all of you. And it's dear to my heart, the idea of appreciating the Native American people who, you know, is what Thanksgiving, at least our cultural, you know, orientation to it. You know, it's about, you know, we were cared for when we came to this country and this continent, and our forefathers and mothers. Yeah, I've been earlier today, Suzanne and I were immersed in a training that I was doing online for therapists about taboo subjects and they were death, sex, and money. And it was a very inspiring training. Today was the last one on money. And, you know, I want to say, connected to Thanksgiving, like, I think it's about sufficiency, that, you know, the earth is so abundant. There's so much love. There's so much life force. There's so much that is all around us, sustaining us every moment, that we, you know, maybe have forgotten and don't recognize anymore that it's okay. We have enough. You know, yes, we could always use more love, but there is lots of love all around us if we're open to it and we're bringing love to it. And yeah, one of the presenters who has an institute called the Soul of Money talked about appreciation, and that's really the currency that we need to work with, is appreciating each other, appreciating what we have, appreciating the world. You know, it kind of rings towards gratitude and kindness, and appreciation appreciates. You know, the more that we appreciate, the more there is to appreciate, the more that is appreciated, and the more it comes towards us. That's kind of my little bit of wisdom from my day. And, you know, I love, Artemis, that you hold the tradition, you know, that we're family, friends, giving. And I hope that my daughter, who is on, Sonia BG, will also let us see her and speak a little bit. And I'll ask Suzanne, do you have anything you want to share in this?
I just wanted to share the joy that I feel in all being here and behaving in the manner that we behave in our daily living. I appreciate that all very much, and hope that we continue to remember what is important in this life to do and be.
That is my mom. What an inspiration.
Woo!
So
I love you, Suzanne. Mwah. I am grateful that you made Frederick. I am grateful you made Frederick.
Me too.
Mwah, mwah.
That was Jarrett was here. A bit of, she was scouting she had to do this evening. There's Sonia. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
So good to see you.
Yes, good to be. It's been great to listen to you all. Thanks for sharing. Yeah. I don't have a specific thing to share right now, just listening.
Now we could share Love Will Guide Us. It's a short little music video.
Beautiful.
Love will guide us, peace abide us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from grief to healing. Love will guide us through the dark night. If you did not sing like angels, if you did not speak before thousands, you have given from deep within you. You have changed the world with your love. Love will guide us, peace abide us, hope inside us will lead the way on the road from grief to healing. Love will guide us through the dark night.
Oh, that was so beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Ah, that was gorgeous. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank
Thank you.
And I think now, Artemis, would you be kind enough to share with us this incredible story that your great grandfather wrote, Dallas Lore Sharp, about a life in the farm of his grandfather? Would you? Do you have the? Do you have?
I would be honored. I had to leave my kitchen because there was so much commotion, and I have to go back to the kitchen now to get my book. So why don't we do another song, Andy, and then I'll be ready in about 2 minutes. All right?
Looks like Noam is ready to do it.
Okay, Noam, would you fill in and do a song for us?
Unless you have something queued up.
I don't.
Let's do our theme song. Come together, we are coming together.
Take care of each other. We gotta take care of each other. We gotta take care of each other. One by 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 one. Please take care of each other. I say, please take care of each other. Let the love flow. Let the love. Let the love flow from your heart to my heart to everyone across the universe. Let's take care of each other. It's so easy to be kind. Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. And let's get together like this and embolden the flame of our love and create a place where there's no stopping until the cause of life is love is in our heart. Love is in the silence. So take care of each other. Take care of each other. Yeah, take care of each other. Take care. How are we doing, Artemis? Are you with words?
I'm ready with words.
Oh,
And Andy, can you put the short story online on the screen?
yes, I think that could be done.
Well, let me just show while we're waiting. This is the book that my grandfather wrote. The fall of the year, he wrote 26 books all about nature and his relationship to nature. And I read this every Thanksgiving because it's his chapter about Thanksgiving that he wrote in 1902. Chapter 9, Thanksgiving at Grandfather's Farm. Thanksgiving at Grandfather's Farm was more than a holiday. It was a great date on the calendar, for it divided the year in halves, as no other single day of the 365 did. It marked the end of the outdoors and the beginning of the indoors, the day when everyone came home, when along with them into the house came all the outdoors too, as if the whole barn were brought in to toast in front of the toes of the fire. For the great hearth fire was big enough and cheery enough, and so was the farmhouse. That is, if you added the big barn and the crib house and the wagon house and the dog house and the hen house and the spring house. Can you guys hear me well?
We can.
I actually really want you to all relax now and just close your eyes and imagine you're visiting your great-grandfather's farm in 1905, and he's visiting his grandfather's farm, who was still in his 80s. So he was born in, let's say, 1820. Oh, there was plenty of room inside for everybody and for everything. And there needed to be. For did not everyone come home to grandfather's for Thanksgiving? And did not everything that anybody could need for the winter grow on grandfather's farm? And it all had to be brought in by Thanksgiving Day. Everything brought in, everything housed and stored and battened down tight. The preparations began along in late October, continuing with more speed as the days shortened and darkened and hurried us into November. And they confirmed with still more speed as the gray, lowering clouds thickened in the sky, and the wind began to whistle through the oak grove. Then the final real cold snap, the first swift flurry of snow. How the husking and the stacking and the chopping went on. Who would like to read? Frederick, would you read?
I was enjoying imagining it with my eyes closed.
But... All right, I'll keep reading. I just wanted to include other voices. Anyone want to read? Jump in and tell me. Okay, so we're getting everything coming in from the barn. Everything's coming in. Thanksgiving must find us ready for winter, indoors and out.
I can
indoors and out.
I can go.
All right, you go.
The hay mows were full to the beams, where the swallows. The north and west sides of the barnyard were flanked with a deep windbreak of corn fodder that ran on down the old worm fence. Each side of the lane in yellow zigzag walls. The big wooden pump under the Turnal Lane tree by the barn was bundled up and buttoned to the tip of its dipping nose. The bees by the currant bushes were double hived, the strawberries covered with hay, the wood all split and piled, the cellar windows packed, and the storm doors put on.
Want me to take over? The very cows had put on an extra coat and turned their collars up about their ears. The turkeys had changed their roost from the ridgepole of the corn crib to the pearmain tree on the sunny side of the wagon house. The squirrels had finished their bulky nests in the oaks. The muskrats of the lower pasture had completed their lodges. The whole farm, house, barn, fields, and woodlot had shuffled into its great coat and muffler and settled comfortably down for the winter. The old farmhouse was an invitation to winter. It looked its joy at the prospect of having coming cold. Low, weather-worn, mossy shingled, secluded in its wayward garden of box and bleeding hearts, sheltered by its tall pines and grapevine, hopvine, clung to by creeper and honeysuckle, it stood where the roads divided, halfway between everywhere, unpainted, unpretentious, as much a part of the landscape as the Muskrat Lodge, and, like the lodge, roomy, warm, and hospitable.
Round the back, under the wide open shed, a door led into the kitchen, another led into the living room, another into the storeroom, and two big slanting double doors, scarred and slippery with 4 generations of sliders, covered the cavernous way into the cellar. But they let the smell of the apples up, as the garret door let the smell of the sage thyme come down, while from the door of the storeroom, mingling with the odors of apples and herbs, filling the whole house and all my early memories, came the smell of broomcorn, came the sound of grandfather's loom. For grandfather, in the winter, made brooms, the best brooms I think that ever were made. The tall broomcorn was grown on the farm in the summer, ripened and cut and seeded, and then, as soon as winter set in, was loomed and wired and sewn into brooms. But the cured and seeded broomcorn was not the main thing, after all, that was brought into the winter. Behind the stove in the kitchen stood a sweet potato box. A sweet potato box, you know, must be kept dry and warm. An ample 10-barrel box it was, fresh papered like the walls, full of Jersey sweet, and were sweet, long, golden, syrupy potatoes, such as grow only in the warm, sandy soil of southern New Jersey.
Go. I can go. Against that big box in grandmother's kitchen stood the sea chest, fresh with the same kitchen paper and piled with wood. There was another such chest in the living room near the old fireplace, and still another in grandfather's workroom behind the template stove. But wood and warmth and sweet smells were not all. There was music also, the music of life, of young life and of old life, grandparents, grandchildren, about 28 of the latter. There were 7 of us alone, a girl at each end of the 7 and one in the middle. Thanksgiving always found us all at grandfather's and brimming full of thanks. That, of course, was long, long ago. Things are different nowadays. There are as many grandfathers, I suppose, as ever, but they don't make brooms in the winter and live on farms. They live in flats. The old farm with its open acres has become a city street. The generous old farmhouse has become a speaking tube, kitchenette, and bath, all the modern conveniences. The cows have evaporated into convenient cans of condensed milk. The 10-barrel box of potatoes has changed into a convenient 10-pound bag. The woodpile into a convenient 5-cent bundle of blocks tied up with a tarred string. The fireplace into a convenient gas log. The 7 children into one or none, or into a little bull terrier pup.
I can read. But is it so? No, it is not so. Not so of a million homes. For there is many an old-fashioned farmhouse still in the country, and many a new-fashioned city house where there are more human children than little bull terrier pups. And so it is not in my home, which is neither a real farm, which is neither a real farm nor yet a city home. For here are some small boys who live very much as I did when I was a boy. No, they are not farmers' boys, for I am not a farmer, but only a commuter. If you know what that is, I go into a great city for my work. And when the day's work is done, I turn homeward here to Mullen Hill, far out in the country. And when the dark November nights come, I hang the lantern high in the stable, as my father used to do, while 4 shining faces gather round, as 4 small boys seat themselves on upturned buckets behind the cow. The lantern flickers, the milk foams, the stories flow, Buxy stories of the noble red man, and stories of heroes of old, and marvelous stories of that greatest hero of all, their father, far away, yonder when he was a boy, when there were so many interesting things to do on grandfather's farm just before Thanksgiving Day.
Oh my God, that's so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. And to think that that was my grandfather's father, my great-grandfather who wrote that. Wow. And one of those shining boys was Wait Still Sharp. And imagine being named Wait Still. Wait Still. And why he named him Wait Still was the only person ever named Wait Still that I've ever known. Is it was a way of watching nature, to wait and be still. And then he was the one who went to Europe to help 1,000 Jews escape from the Holocaust. So that is this great Sharp family. This man, Dallas Lorshop, wrote 26 books, as I said, all published by Beacon Press, where I publish my books to this day. And so it's a tradition. And I'm going to be making a film. My next film is going to be about nature, and it's going to be called Leaves of Grass in honor of Walt Whitman's poem. And we're going to actually read the poem in this movie, but we're going to also talk about, you know, Thanksgiving at grandfather's farm. And can everyone see the picture of the boys around the cow? Can you show that, Noam? Andrew, can you show this beautiful picture? I can try to get it. Can you see that?
Come
Of the
down.
father.
Come down a little.
That way?
There we go.
Yes, yes. No, you had it. You had it. Beautiful.
You see the boys?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what Wastrel's name was?
What?
He was called Honeybee. And he was in charge of the honeybees, like Frederick makes honey. And they produced enough honey to pay for his first year of college. and he went to Boston University, where my great-grandfather was teaching English. And if you go to the great library at Boston University, there's a portrait of my great-grandfather, this writer, Dallas Lore Sharp. And his papers are at Boston University, which is a beautiful thing. And then my grandfather went to Harvard, and he, ran the Unitarian Service Committee and all these things that happened after. But his home was always at Mullen Hill, this beautiful farm. And I've actually seen the farm. It's now a condo project. And it makes me very sad to see that no one has that connection to the earth anymore in Mullen Hill, So it's something we do need to fight for the earth, for our native brothers and sisters. We need to connect on a soul level to what it means to be a native person. What does it mean to live here and care for this place and allow the swallows to live and, keep a lot of spiders in certain parts of the house, or the corners of the barn, or, you can't cut everything out. You can't clean everything with bacteria soap. And, everyone's so obsessed with cleaning themselves. It's making me sick, actually, to see all this cleaning, because what we're doing is we're removing ourselves from nature. And we need germs, and we need germs to feed our souls. We can't just be clean all the time. So I just say that as my little prayer for getting dirty and getting in the dirt.
Yay.
Well, that's right up my alley.
I just harvested some carrots and some kale yesterday.
I spent a good couple of hours in the dirt today and yesterday. Just we're having such a mild season, so I need to sort of move things around again and go through another little shift before the next phase of the winter begins. But just a lot of gratitude that I can be able to do that where I am. It's a beautiful thing.
I would like.
We have the best harvest of potatoes and garlic in the history of my farming, gardening, whatever I do out there.
Yeah.
We are eating our potatoes tonight, and we're making garlic mashed potatoes in a vegan sort of style, Alexandra's recipe. And garlic is from the garden, and the potatoes are from the garden.
Wow.
That's great. I love that.
Show your carrots, Frederick, and your pickles. And your honey.
Yeah. What you got?
Frederick is a homesteader.
The what?
Here's can you see the garlic hanging over there?
Yep.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a long braid of garlic.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Artemis, I want to
the
know
house
what
quite a
else
while.
Alexandra puts in those potatoes, because I've had them recently at your house, and I was really curious about what she put in it. It was something spicy.
I will ask her to tell you, because it's a secret recipe. But as Guinevra knows, we went to a farm called Red Fire Farm and bought about 5 boxes of their food from Red Fire Farm in Montague, Mass. And in that was some hot sauce that they make. And she puts 2 dabs of that hot sauce right in there.
Yeah, it was great.
Red Fire Farm hot sauce.
Good for her. That's a really awesome idea. I love that.
May I interject, Artemis, as far as ancestors and great-grandparents? So this here is a candle holder for my great-grandmother. And the biggest lesson I've ever learned from my great-grandmother is humility. I haven't ever seen somebody who's done everything just for the sake of the sacred. She was a pious woman. She lived very simply in Jerusalem, and her life was dedicated to love and gratitude in the most simple and yet profound way. And my great-grandfather, her husband, was a mystic, and he wrote and printed books about other worlds. We could share another time. So I just wanted, in the spirit of your great-grandfather and that amazing bounty and vivid description that I could see with my own eyes of your great-grandfather's farm, the beauty of humility that is actually another value that I'm very grateful for and hope that we can espouse and inspire in this world to ancestors. So I think this is the time when we can play music, of course, but at some point I think Artemis wanted to play for us a movie, The Genetics of Hope. I don't know what your schedule is, and I don't know if we have it queued up. Maybe just a little bit like of until Artemis comes back, a little upbeat. Yes?
We do have Georgia on my mind, but we can wait for perhaps Artemis can introduce that when he comes back.
Yes, yes. So I will do a little interlude here with a more upbeat and joyful. We've been going deep into the caverns of love and memories and hopes and wishes, which are all full of joy, but they also have some sorrow because not everybody is on the program. There's so many other people who do not espouse for the values that we cherish so deeply. So, just pure joy for and sweet potatoes.
Brilliant. Well, I want to thank everyone for being with us tonight. I think we have a few more songs that we're going to go out on. Andy, it's all you, brother. unless there's some burning share. I mean, Sonia, I want to invite you one more time to just share what you're grateful for. And I'd love to have Marquis share what he's grateful for if you'd like to.
Well, right now, Marquise is talking to people, doing contact tracing for the Vermont Department of Health. So he can't talk, but I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for contact tracers everywhere, and for food and a safe place to be, and I guess what I want to encourage everyone on the call to join me in is really paying our deep respects and also gifts and reparations to the native peoples of the land that we're on. Nativeland.ca is a website where you can see the territories of Indigenous peoples all over the world. So if you're not sure whose land you're on, that's a good place to look.
Can you put it in the chat, please?
Yeah, I can do that. And yeah, I mean, I think we often speak about Native peoples around Thanksgiving, but they're still here, they're still alive, they're still fighting for their lands, and for their sovereignty. And there are many ways that we can contribute to that, to their fight for self-determination. And and one way to do that is to learn more about the peoples whose home you're on, and to support them, support their organizations, their communities, in whatever way you're able to. And I'm certainly very grateful to have had the chance to meet Abenaki folks who are the native people of my homeland. And yet they don't have any land. There's no tribal land for the Abenaki peoples. Some individuals have land, but it's still been a long struggle to even gain recognition, state recognition. And so many people right now are in really difficult situations, and I'm grateful for all of the ways that I've been able to thrive this year despite the pandemic and everything, and grateful to be able to pass forward some of my wealth and gifts. And it's never enough, but if we all join in together, there's enough. There's enough of everything. There's enough food, there's enough land, there's enough homes. If we all share it freely.
Beautiful. Let's light a candle for Sonia's prayer. Everyone, show your candle, and in my case, I'm going to show you my champagne. Happy Thanksgiving. And I just want to honor Sonia as my goddaughter, Sonia Artemis Gluck, and her husband Marquis, What is Marquis' last name, Sonia?
Well, his full name is actually Celebika Marquis Ogbaburu Sanio.
Wow. Say that slowly one more time.
Celebika Marquis Ogbaburu, that's his grandfather's name, Sanio, his father's name.
Oh my God, I'm going to call him Babubu. What's that name again?
Baburu.
Baburu. Oh, I love that name, Baburu.
Yeah.
That would be a great name of beer, by the way, Baburu. Anyway, to Baburu, to all the grandfathers and grandmothers.
Yes, yes.
And to Suzanne for being 94 and Sonia for being, how old are you, darling?
25.
25 to 94. We're all here together.
93.
93. Sorry, I'm not getting you one more year yet. But I just want to acknowledge that Latifah Woodhouse is here.
Okay, thank you.
And her husband and you know her sister-in-law and Alexandra's here. And here's Pooh Bear.
Yep.
Here's Pooh Bear. Yes.
Artemis, before we go, I want to share something. Tell me when.
I would love that.
All right. So here it is. Can you see it?
Yes.
That's Donnie, me, and Debbie, my sister. I was 10 years old.
Aww.
But that picture is by my bedside. It's been there because it represents joy, and that took place in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin, because we grew up in Chicago and went to summer camp in Wisconsin. But this is the joy that I remember from my childhood with my brother and sister. And there are more. There are 5 more siblings, but we were the first 3.
So which one again? Donnie is the far left?
Donnie's
yeah.
on the right.
Yeah, he's the boy in the picture. We'll come back. That's him.
Donnie.
Okay. Brenda.
And Donnie was 16 months older than me. So we're the 3 of us are all close in age.
You're the tallest though, aren't you?
Well, no, he's taller, but I'm standing and he's sitting.
I see. Okay.
Are you all eating ice cream?
What's that?
Are you all eating ice cream?
Yes. He's wearing it too.
Yeah, he's got it on his face.
So, I don't know, this is my favorite picture of the 3 of us.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I really hope.
And you know, you even say in that moment, Inshallah, like his spirit, Inshallah, your spirit, Inshallah, like Inshallah to Donnie. And I'll be there tomorrow. What time is the service?
It's at 2.
2. All right. I'm a little busy at 2, but it will go until when?
Probably 3:30.
Okay. I will definitely join you before it's over. I'll come in and be part of it. Okay. I won't, I just want to be part of it. But 2:00, I'm sadly hosting my friends and they'll be leaving at about 3. So I'll join you at about 3.
Good. You can come toward the end.
Yeah. Did you send me the link to it? Is that an email?
I did.
Okay. Thank you. I'm very honored to be part of it. And I think all of us feel so close to each other. This group of people, including you, Frederick, and Sonia and Suzanne, this group, Noam, Grenevra, Bernda, and Andy, we have been like the core. Rolling with Artemis, we've done now almost 17 programs, and by the end of next week we'll have done 22. And it's so fun. I mean, aren't they so much fun? I mean, I just want to say how grateful I am that you are in my lives, all of you, that you join me on these Zooms and we have so much fun together. And even if you can't make it, you can watch the recording later. I mean, some of our recordings on the cult of Trump have been viewed hundreds of times, hundreds. And, Latifah's event also attracted about 200 people. So, you know, this is just growing, and we're building our own community, a COVID-safe, connected community of love without infecting each other, without getting sick together. We can be in each other's homes and feel each other's presence. And so I just deeply appreciate, Andy. Thank you for being my partner on this call in terms of co-hosting. And Brenda, thank you. And Noam, thank you for, you know, always bringing such heart and love and music into our lives. And, you know, one of the big events I want to do here, Noam, is a drumming weekend with you. And I want to learn how to drum. And everyone for coming to this weekend will receive a beautiful Noam drum.
I mean, the only
Andy, do you want to learn how to drum?
Sure.
I would love it. I love drumming. I have 3 drums in our living room.
Okay.
You've been holding out on me, Brenda.
I had them there one day. I
am a drummer. No, you don't know this about me, but I am actually a timpanist. And I played in an orchestra when I was a New Yorker. I arrived when I was 14 years old. And the school I went to, called Allen Stevenson, required every member of the community to play an instrument. And everyone had to sing in the HMM Pinafore, Gilbert and Sullivan. And I had to play a girl part one year and a boy part next year. And that was just the way we did it, you know, all boys school. And I became a timpanist. And I love the timpani. I love that instrument, but it's never played, of course, unless you're, you know, an 1812 overture or something like that. But for me, the timpani is the greatest drum of all drums. You know, it's just unreal. So let's do a drum workshop. What do you think, Frederick?
Yay.
That sounds good to me, but I'll dance.
I love that. I will dance too, my dear.
Yeah.
I think we should go out on a song, Andrew. I think you should play a dancing, like, "You are the sunshine of my life," or something like that. And we should dance together.
Okay.
I would like just to say, Artemis, you know, you are giving us all these wonderful gratitudes and all these wonderful accolades. We wouldn't be here without you. You are.
Oh, yes, we would. You wouldn't be on Zoom, but you would be doing loving stuff.
We wouldn't. No, we would be in love. We would be in intention.
But I hear you.
But here now during COVID, like just before Thanksgiving, your heart is bigger than your house, for sure. It's bigger than the lake. Bigger than the lake next, than the farm pond. And I just wanted to thank you for being the man who makes us shine with what already we have inside of us. And that you insist on bringing the best out of everybody. Bravo to you, man.
Kumbaya, brother. Kumbaya.
Right. Yes. Good night.
Good night. Andy, Brenda.
Thank you, everyone.
Frederick and Sonia.
Thank you. Rick and Mom and Noam and Artemis and Sonia and Latifa. And if I miss anybody, I'm sorry.
Suzanne.
Thank you, dear.
You are family. We are family. We are family. Boom, 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 boom. You and my sisters and me.
Got to get dinner on the table for my
All right,
mom.
love you all. See you tomorrow at 9:30 with Coffee with Latifa.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love you all.
Love you, Artemis.
Love you, Artemis.
Love you.
And Guinevra.
Everyone.
Ginevra.
And Suzanne.
Noam, Suzanne, and Frederick. We love you. And Sonia and Marquis.